Welcome to Quick Start, but before we begin, keep in mind this project will be like baking a cake. You'll need to first gather up all the ingredients, then we can begin to create this beautiful classic bifold funeral program in less than 30 minutes. So let's begin. Click Customize Program. This will take us to our work area. We'll need 5 things. First, we'll need to choose 5 pictures, 1 for the front cover, 2nd for the back cover, 3rd to be used within the life story, 4th to be used as a backdrop under the order of service if you prefer, and 5th to be used next to the interment and repress information. Second, we're going to need to choose a color scheme to work within. To truly enhance and customize your funeral experience, consider colors that complement the flowers, the casket, or the clothing. If you're going to be creating this program for a memorial service, there are other covers that you might be interested in looking at. You might want to further personalize your experience by choosing the person's favorite color. That might be of interest to you. Whatever event, or in either event, Distinctive Funeral Prints offers a variety of themes and colors to choose from. Third, we'll need basic service information. All of your information fields are located on the left side of your screen. Each time you highlight, a field will open up. Use the inside slide to pull down or up to locate the opened field. You'll be able to enter your information directly into these fields. And this is for all fields within the program. Fourth, we're going to need the order of services. You can, if you have your own prepared order of service, you can enter it directly into the field. If you don't, you might want to get some ideas from looking at our sample order of services within our resource area. You would only need to cut and paste these back into the program. The order of service that is default within the program presently is a standard order of service. You would only need to replace the name of the musician, ministers, that type of thing. So that moves you forward quickly. Same with your obituary. If you're not quite sure where to start, we have sample obituaries in which you can just insert the person's name and other information that it's asked for on the sample. You can cut and paste this. I would put it in a Word processing software. I would put it in a email or anywhere in which you'll be able to manipulate it, fill in your information, make sure that it's correct, spell check it, and then return it to the program to drop right in. Once we've collected our basic information and the life story, we can proceed to create our program. Okay, so let's get started. This particular program, the family has already let us know that they would like to work in a gold and in a blue scenario. We're looking at a gold cloud background at which you would click the screen and all 4 areas of the screen will be highlighted, letting you know that you are now able to change and modify your cover if you don't like this. All types of covers that you can choose from. In our particular situation, I'm going to choose this blue and gold frame. If you notice, you see a little bit of the clouds that was on there before. So in order to rectify that, you would need to go back to the first thing that was on the screen, which was a cloud option, and choose a blank. The blank will then take out anything that's left from your old cover that you've chosen. Okay, so now that we have our screen of choice, the next thing we'll do is to upload our pictures. On your left-hand toolbar, you will notice a camera and a red dot or a red asterisk. This lets you know that these are the fields: front cover, back photograph. You go to the other side, you've got your obituary photograph, and then also you'll have the right bottom photograph. Now the reason for that you don't see an asterisk behind the order of service is because you can delete this if you do not need to use it and you would prefer not to have anything behind your order of service. Okay, so to add photographs, generally we start with the first photograph. You will click on Photograph, front cover, Add Image. Now the nice thing about this program is you'll be able to add from Facebook or your computer, or you can also, if you're doing this on your phone or tablet, you can access your gallery information and upload your photos directly from there. In our situation, we are using a PC. So on my desktop, there is a folder by the name of Website that I've named. I've put into that folder 5 different pictures. Okay. I have renamed the pictures because as we were gathering our information, we needed to choose what picture was going to go on the front. And we have chosen this one. So let's click our picture, click Open. You'll notice that the processing is going on. Okay. Your picture will open up to the exact size that you will need with the area in which you're putting the picture into on the program. You do have the ability to crop because since this is a front picture, we only want her. So we're going to start there. Click Finish Cropping. Your picture will come up. Now the picture looks crooked inside of the frame. Again, everything is movable and scalable, so we'll be able to sit this picture within this frame exactly as we would like it. Next, also note that the asterisk from the front cover photo is gone, indicating that that field has been completed. Now we'll need the back photo. We will also add picture. Upload. Ignore this because we're not using graphics yet. So we want to upload the image again. This will take us back to our file on our computer. The second, we've already listed that. We're going to open it. Again, it's going to pop up already cropped for the shape that is within the program. I'm going to move it in a little bit. We'll finish cropping, and there's our photograph. Let's go to our second page. Again, we've got our asterisks, so our obituary photo. Add the image. Upload. We've chosen this one to go within the obituary. Now this photograph we want to choose, we're going to assume this is her and her husband. So we want to get a little closer in on their faces, particularly her. We want to finish the crop. There we go. Now we're going down. Yes, we do want to utilize a picture for behind the order of service, so that's called the center photograph, right page. Okay. Again, add image. Always click your upload here where it asks. We have chosen this. It is a narrow shape. It's not a square, small shape, but it's a narrow shape which will fit the shape of the obituary. Now we're going to crop this. I would prefer to get in a little closer, not have as much of the sand showing over her head. Sometimes those things aren't as important as it is to focus in on the person themselves. Backgrounds aren't that, sometimes they're not that important. We'll finish cropping. Next, we will want to, the bottom right photograph here, add image. We're going to click on upload image. We have chosen this particular photograph. Open. Very easy. Now again, being that the obituary size is a smaller obituary size, so let's try to focus more in on the faces. We will crop. Okay, so now we do have our photos. We can go back to our front cover. We will do the cleanup work, and what I mean by cleanup is move things so that they look symmetrical and they're nice and even once we complete the program. Now we begin to enter our basic service information. In this particular exercise, what we like to do is to first zoom in, and this will allow each of your fields to become larger so you'll be able to see what's within them. I like to start at about 150 to 125%. That way I can see clearer what I'm adding in. The next thing is, as part of our shopping list or ingredient list as we were collecting information, I told you that you can enter that information into Word, Office, or any other type program. I tend to use sticky notes because they can just, I can pop in and out of them and have them on the screen as I'm working. Makes this go much faster. Alright, so let's begin entering our information. You can slide over and let's start with our cover sentiment. In this situation, we know that our cover sentiment is in loving memory. Now I simply typed that in. Didn't have to, but I did. So we're going to move our screen down. We're going to go from one page to the next for the sake of timing. Her name, I'm going to highlight and copy. As soon as I click on her name, as you notice, I'm going to have to scroll down rather. I can either just click off to the side by pushing my backspace, and I'm going to push Control V, which is a copy control. The name is there. We're going to fill all information and then come back and clean it up. Next, name of the day, the year, that I have located here. So it's simple. This whole thing is going to be simply cut and paste from here out, and we're going to go through that. Again, another way to get the information out is put your cursor front, right click, select all, press delete. I have already copied that information, so I'm going to just push Control V and the information will pop back in. The next field it's asking me is going to walk you step by step everything you need to know, every single line on this computer, on this program. So now we need to know the stop time. I can again select all. Let's clear the field. I can go back to my sticky note. Copy or WordPad. or even from a email if you'd like to do it that way. We're going to take the information out, or I can just highlight it, slide it, and push delete. That's another way. I need the time for the funeral service. There's many things you can call that. Funeral service or memorial service or whatever it is, homegoing service. People have different things that they use to customize and make their service special. From here, we're going to go directly to where the service is being held at. Okay, let's get rid of that. Pop that in. Here, the service address and city is 2 lines of text. We're going to take both of those out. We'll go back, pick both of these up, copy, cursor, Control V. Next field will be for our officiant or our celebrant. Okay, we're going to clear this area. Go back to our gathered information. Pop it in. Okay, now our front cover information is complete. Now we'll need to left slide over to our left for our information. For our back page, just simply click on it. These are for our pallbearers, which we have our names here on the side. Again, you can type all of this information in. This is just a faster way to get it done within 20 to 30 minutes. Next side. Take the other names out. We're going to enter our last 3 names. Control V. Pallbearers are done. Next, we're going to enter our poetry. This is a good place to introduce you to our resource area. Resource area consists of things that are commonly used within funeral programs. Sample poetry. We have over 100. I believe we do have currently 101 different tributes and poetry that might be useful, that you might read through, you might be able to customize to make it fit your thoughts and sentiments. Okay, so we do have quite a few for you to take and to look at, as well as popular memorial scriptures that might be used in one place, so that you don't necessarily have to spend a lot of time searching through things unless you have something that you want to use that you've already got. These would be very helpful and also help you to save time. The way in which you would do it is you would simply cut and paste the information, copy it, and you would put it back into your program. Okay? The same as we were cutting and pasting from the sticky note. No different. Alright, so for default purposes, we already have for you a short poem and a short family acknowledgement. You can leave those there, and that completes the front page information. Now I'm going to pull the screen back so that you can see what's going on here. Alright, let's go to the inside page. We have completed everything on the outside page. Again, this deceased name. I'm going to go back to my sticky note, back to the top. because a lot of times it's not the direct family members that's creating this. Someone might have hired you to do this, or this might be a friend of a friend, or a cousin that you're helping out, or someone in the family. So it always helps to make sure that we have the exact spelling uh, of the person's name. Alright, so we're going to pop that in. Next, we do know that the color scheme for this program is gold and blue. So this is a peach flower. Let's replace this image, at which point all of these different fields will open up. Okay, there's birds, there's all of the cancer ribbons will come up, the different colors, military symbols, whatever will personalize and make this more about the particular person. Perhaps they're a particular fraternity or sorority, and you might want to use some of their clip arts just to make it a little bit more special, or their hobbies, that sort of situation. Or perhaps religious symbols also. So now what we'll need to do is give this a minute to click in. It's never really good to go from one thing to the other so very quickly. If you notice, there's 88 different entries in the religious faith symbols. So they're going to take more time to load. Okay. Actually, I would prefer to click back. Now, you've got things down here like little border cuts that you can use and to change that would be a nice little break there, particularly if it was more of a masculine sort of a program. And maybe you don't want to use the flowers, or sometimes people are, they don't like the flowers, they don't like a lot of the other things, but they do want a little something extra to make their program stand out. So we can say that. Or in her situation, we know she's like gold, and we do know that perhaps she would have liked flowers. So let's replace this image again, and let's just choose a gold rose to go there. Okay, so we're on that. Alright, we can size these. That's the other nice thing about this program. It allows you to size and to make things fit a little bit better. Okay, so now the next thing that we're going to want to do is to enter in our obituary information, the life story information. You can reduce the size of your, we were at 150, 175. Let's go down to 100. So now that we can see more clear in the screen, we'll head back to our sticky note. We will cut and paste the whole thing. It's already been spell checked. We know that this is it. Okay, so we will come here again. Right click, I would say select all, and then just push delete. Control enter. Now we're going to put our information from our sticky note back in, and there we go. So that is our information for our obituary. Looks like we've got a little space there, so maybe we can make our font bigger, but we'll do that in the cleanup. Next, we want to come to our order of service. Alright, we'll click on that. Again, we will come here. Now we've got two things we could do within our order of service. We could utilize the order of service that's on the screen. That's a default standard order of service by just adding in the names of the ministers and of the singer and of whoever's reading scripture, that sort of thing. Or our own prepared order of service, which sometimes certain churches and things, they have their own order of service that they prefer you to use. In this situation, we're going to copy this one. We'll come over, as usual, take out all the information that's there, Control V, and we'll put in our own order of service. We'll need to clean that up to clean up the edges, which we will do once we go into our final cleanup mode. Next, we want to go into our cemetery name. And internment is another term for a burial place or cemetery name. The address. And we'll be taking both lines of that at the same time. Okay, we've got that. That's entered. Huh. Okay, in a location. Yeah, okay. We did enter it. I don't know what happened to it. Okay, name of location here for our, that's a little weird. Okay, we'll take that out. Let's re-put it back in. There we go. Just had to give it a second to pop in. Once we get in a groove and start really moving with entering information, I tend to go faster. So it is a good rule of thumb to slow it down to make sure that everything is being entered properly. We'll need where the repass is going to take place at. Holiday Inn in Fairmont. Next, we're going to take out the street information, location, actual address. Oh, it's in West Virginia. Oh, Fairmont, West Virginia. Okay, got that. Okay, so we have completed all of our information that's needed. Now we're going to go directly to our cleanup. First thing you do, let's go back to our front cover. I always like to start on the front. Now we're going to choose full screen. This is your setting icon, and we're going to choose full screen. Okay. We're going to increase our look. This made it a lot bigger. We want to put our zoom. We were at, let's go fit both height and size. If you fit both areas in full screen, this will bring our program up. Give it a second for everything to pop in so that now we can examine it more closely. We'll be able to move and scale each text field. I personally always prefer for the title to be smaller than the name. The name is the most important thing. Okay. Alright. And as you play around with your text box, you'll be able to see what it is capable of doing. Alright. Now, if you notice, the same as before, when things click, they go to that particular box. So let's just say we might want to change our font. Alright, let's use something totally different. This is, alright, that looks kind of nice actually. And there's many different fonts to choose from. But try to use the same font for your title as you do for your name. Alright. Okay. Again, as you go through using the program, you'll see that when you pop the screen or shape it in different ways, it will make different, if the name is too long for the screen, it will split it so that now you have another design element to work with. Okay. This looks good to me. Let's say right now this font is 55. Let's see, you might want it a little bit bigger, so let's go to 60. This is the size of your font. So let's say 60. Alright, and there we go. Well, that's taking it to 50, which is saying that that's as big as that's going to go. But remember, you can stretch it and get it at another size. But I'm kind of liking this right here. I wouldn't mind for that to be a little smaller. Okay. Alright. Okay. We can play all day because the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, always. So these things seem quite fine. I might like this just a smidge bigger, so we're going to go from a 12 to a 14 font. Okay, move this down a little bit. It seems to be a little close. Alright. Okay, so that's good to go. Now my back cover, I really have no complaints, except I do not like this particular font. I'm going to, because it's too swirly for me to really read thoroughly as I would like, so I'm going to change that. I'll pick something that's more plain and easier to be read. I'm going to go with an Arial Narrow. There we go. And so I did it on one side. Now I'll need to do it on the other side. I'm going to go up to an Arial Narrow. That's complete. Alright. If I wanted to change out the artwork, again, as we did before on the inside, I can replace that. I think I'm going to choose perhaps a ribbon. And this would be a cancer ribbon, a breast cancer ribbon. Okay, so that's done. So now I am finished with this. Everything looks good. Let's go to our inside page. Alright, this is looking good. Our size of this obituary is not as long as the other one was, so that, and the font is a 13, so maybe we should change our font to, let's say, a 15. Okay. Let's go to 15. Yeah, okay, that fills up the page a little more. The name, I think, could be bigger. I do remember that we did, now I like this font, but on the outside, just to keep it more consistent, we did change the font for the outside, so let's change it for the inside. Okay, looking good. Now let's deal with our order of service. We'll want to clean up our order of service by adding dots that would allow names to move over. Okay, this is not, like I said before, it's not the traditional word processing software. So we'll start up there with that musician name at the top. We're going to add a few dots and you'll be able to see it move. Okay, alright. Then we will come down to the prayer. Prayer says I need to take away some dots. Okay, I can add one back there. Scripture, I'm going to need to take away a couple of dots. Old Testament. You'll find it on this side. I need to add a couple of dots. I'm going to add 3, see where we go. Okay, that's good enough. Then we will come down our New Testament. We will add, I would say, about 2 dots. Fine. The second solo, it looks like. So we'll come down under, not the first one, but the second solo. Everything's lining up well until it gets to that second solo. So we need to add in possibly, I would say, 2 dots. Add another one. Okay, that seems to get us there. Or maybe one more. Okay, that'll work. So then we go down to Obituary next. Okay, get it popped in there. And for the obituary, we may need to add 1 dot. For the eulogy, we probably need to add about 4 dots, it looks like. This is all just guessing. 2, 3, 4. Looks good. Okay, now we have cleaned up our order of service. Alright. For me, I would like to bring the picture down a little bit. Seems a little high to me. And possibly, if we're able to move up their picture a little bit, to just make it look a little more symmetrical and even. Alright. Now, I'm fine with the other information. The interment seems to be a little high over the woodland. That's it. This program is done. Okay, so there we go. We have created a beautiful, ready-to-print program in under 30 minutes. Thank you again for looking at our videos. There will be more videos forthcoming. I hope you enjoy the program. Good night.